As one defensive finalist, Warren Sapp, pointed out in this room a couple of years ago, that Heisman Trophy does have a football in his hand. But then Charles Woodson's had a football in his hand occasionally this year, and when he has done plenty with it. Something that confused the Michigan coaches. Charles came to Michigan wanting to play defense. Secondary coach Vance Bedford said he couldn't understand why when he watched his first drill as a cornerback. He thought there's no way this kid is ever going to make it. 4 months later, he was going man-on-man against the top receiver in the country, Terry Glenn of Ohio State, as a true freshman and making 2 interceptions. Number 2 had arrived.
The man with the rare flair, a triple threat of astounding talents. First denying big plays, then delivering them.
Hey, I make plays, that's all to it. They do all the talking, I do the walking, baby.
Scraping the sky to swipe a pass or slicing through a defense to snare one. Charles Woodson conjured moments that seize momentum for the maize and blue in a few well-chosen seconds that burned into our memories forever. With the Buckeyes in the big house and the Rose Bowl in the balance, it was Woodson's individual brilliance that propelled Michigan to Pasadena. Receivers found getting loose against the deuce almost impossible and calling him out imprudent. Direct challenges to Woodson's side were rare, but he still picked off 7 passes, second most in 1A. Against Charles and company, receivers rarely ran far, averaging under 9 yards per completion, a new all-time low. Quality, not quantity, defined his offensive impact, averaging more than 18 yards per touch and scoring touchdowns as a receiver, runner, and returner.
During the sleepy summertime in Ann Arbor, the guy who was running the stairs in the big house all the time, getting ready for this season and for triple duty, is back now with Kirk.
All right, Chris, as you mentioned with Charles, there's been so much talk this year about getting it done on both sides of the ball. It used to be in college football, this was the norm. Starting to get back into that a little bit now in the 90s. What's the most difficult thing in the 90s playing on both sides of the ball?
Well, I think the most difficult thing is just being in great condition, and that's why I work so hard in the summer, running those tough steps in Michigan Stadium, just trying to stay fit, basically. You know, being able to play all those plays, you have to do that.
You know, for a lot of players out there, their first few steps of stardom maybe begins at the pee-wee level out in the football field. For you, it was, I guess, in the living room with your older brother. I know you're very appreciative of those times and him spending a lot of time with you as you guys were growing up.
Oh, yeah, I needed that. You know, my mother wasn't there all the time because she worked a lot, worked those hard hours, 12 hours a day, so I needed somebody at home with guidance. And me and my brother used to get together in the front living room and just go at it. I used to try to beat him, and you know, he never took it easy on me. And I think that's what helped me develop into the type of player that I am today.
You know, it seems like when kids grow up, when they're younger, they want to be a quarterback, they want to be a running back, a receiver. But now in college football, there's such a premium of good, top-notch corners, and the style of defense is a lot of man coverage. So corners like you are being more showcased. Do you think kids now, after tonight, are going to grow up wanting to be the next number 2, Charles Woodson?
Well, I'm not sure they'll want to be me, but I just think with the type of game that I play, trying to do so much for the team, players will just see that and know that, you know, if they work hard, you know, they can be anything they want to be. Play both ways in football or basketball or whatever. All I want to do is go out there and show them that I work hard, and hopefully they'll follow that.
You nervous or excited?
I'm excited. I'm having fun.
You guys beat Duke today in basketball. Maybe that's an omen.
Oh, yeah, I want to say what's up to that Michigan basketball team. I see they pulled it through, so I'm going to try to bring home a Heisman for you guys, hopefully.
All right, buddy. Good luck. Right. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
All right, Chris.
None of these guys say they're nervous. They're all big-game players. Charles admitted last night to me, he and Terry broke a whole bunch of couches in that living room in the apartment growing up. You can add broken couches, broken lamps to the already impressive list of Charles Woodson's statistics. It's tough to kind of quantify the impact of a corner. You might have to factor in the tackles that a safety can make because it doesn't have to help out on a receiver. Different types of stats to compare. That's what made this Heisman race very interesting. Now back to those broken couches and the woman who had to pay for them and the woman who had to try to cover Charles Woodson in the young years. She's with Mike.
Well, Chris, to paraphrase, behind every great football player, there is a nurturing, caring mom, a woman who has to wear a lot of hats, from disciplinarian to cheerleader. Georgia Woodson, one such woman. Georgia, when did you begin to realize that Charles had some special talent, that both had the mental and physical wherewithal to not only win a scholarship to a major school like Michigan, but also become a college All-American?
Well, early on, I realized that Charles was going to be special because we had him in flag football for the YMCA, and he would always want to run the ball and pull the flags.
You know, you sacrificed so much of your life for both of your sons. Tell us a little bit about the most important times in that your household, those Saturday nights with the ham sandwiches on the living room floor?
Well, we would have family discussions, and if there was any problems going on in the home, we would sit down and have a family-style picnic in the middle of the living room floor, and we would discuss our future and present and job and all those things. We would discuss it. You
live in Ohio, and your son has been one of the chief antagonists for the Ohio State Buckeyes in the last 4 years. Has it been difficult?
Well, there's a lot of Ohio State fans in Ohio.
You're being kind. I must say, hey, terrific and a wonderful job with your son, and you look really spectacular this evening. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Here's Georgia Woodson.
Let's give out Heisman trophies to all 4 moms tonight. Well done, ladies.